I never believed in poetic justice until the day I got slapped at 30,000 feet. It all started on a Monday morning, the kind that presses down on your shoulders like wet wool. I was flying from Atlanta to San Francisco for what was supposed to be a low-key corporate site visit. My name's Layla Monroe, 39, black, and CEO of a small but fast-growing regional airline called Skylux Ventures. We just acquired a struggling West Coast carrier, and we're in the process of integrating their fleet, staff, and branding. For discretion, I booked my flight under my personal name. No titles, no fanfare. Sometimes anonymity is power. But I didn't realize that morning would test every ounce of patience I had. The flight was already delayed. The gate agents were frazzled. People were restless, and there was a simmering energy in the air like static before a lightning strike. I boarded late, having stopped to assist an elderly woman whose wheelchair service hadn't shown up. I was helping her with her carry-on when it happened. "Ma'am," a sharp voice rang out, slicing through the noise like a scalpel. "You need to take your seat now. You're holding up boarding." I turned to see a flight attendant, tall, white, probably mid-40s, her name tag reading K. Bowers. Her face was flushed with irritation, not concern. Her eyes didn't even flick to the elderly woman struggling to keep her balance. "I'm just helping her, she needs." "You are not crew," she snapped. "You don't get to make that call. Now move." The woman flinched at her tone. I took a breath, trying to stay composed. There's no need to yell. She needs assistance, and before I could finish, Miss Bowers stepped forward and slapped my hand away from the woman's bag. Hard. Then, as if my existence was somehow an inconvenience, she hissed, "Don't touch that again. People like you always think the rules don't apply to you. People like me." That phrase hit harder than the slap. The cabin fell silent. Heads turned. The air crackled with disbelief. The elderly woman gasped. I felt heat rise in my chest, but I didn't raise my voice. I just stood, still as stone, and looked her dead in the eyes. "Noted," I said. I helped the woman to her seat anyway, despite Bowers barking about FAA violations. I took my own seat quietly in first class, breathing slowly, deliberately, counting each inhale like a prayer. Here's the thing. You learn to wear armor when you're a black woman in a power suit. You learn not to react too fast. You learn to let the world underestimate you, because sometimes that's how you win. The plane took off. 45 minutes into the flight, the cabin lights dimmed. Miss Bowers came through with drink service, her smile mechanical. When she reached me, she paused like she'd seen a ghost. I looked her straight in the face and said calmly, "Coffee, black, no sugar." She handed me the cup with a shaking hand. 3 hours later, when the flight touched down in San Francisco, I waited for most passengers to disembark. I asked to speak with the captain privately. When he arrived in the galley, I introduced myself. "Captain Reynolds, I'm Layla Monroe, CEO of Skylux Ventures." He blinked, then straightened. "Oh, Ms. Monroe, I didn't know you were on board." "Apparently," I said, with a smile that didn't quite reach my eyes. I handed him a sealed envelope. "Please make sure this reaches your regional supervisor. Also, please let Ms. Bowers know she is to remain on board. HR will be waiting for her at the gate." He nodded gravely. "Understood." As I stepped off the plane, I caught Ms. Bowers' eye. Her expression shifted confusion, then disbelief, then pale dread. And that's when she realized who I was. I didn't say a word. I didn't have to. Later, I sat in the quiet of my hotel room, replaying the incident. I could have screamed, could have shamed her in front of everyone. But I knew better. There's a certain kind of power in restraining, a kind of justice that lands heavier than any shouted words. The fallout was swift. Internal review, suspension, mandatory DI training for all crew. We implemented a new passenger complaint verification system that uses real-time reporting via app. Quiet revolutions don't need a microphone. I didn't want her fired. I wanted her educated. Here's the thing. It's easy to look at someone and make assumptions. It's easy to let bias steer your decisions when you think no one's watching. But every person you meet, every passenger you disregard, has a story, a history, a name. Some of them even own the sky you fly through. Power doesn't always wear a badge or carry a business card. And respect should never be contingent on status, skin color, or a seat number. You never know who someone truly is until it's too late to take your slap back. Let this be your reminder. Kindness is free, but ignorance? That'll cost you everything. Would you like me to help you structure the visuals or voiceover pacing for this video as well?